All right, guys, since it is the final week of the season, state championship games, I'm going to do a little video preview. So I hope you guys enjoy it. A little breakdown of kind of everything we've seen, and then I'll give you my predictions as we go. We'll start with Class AA. We got Billings West traveling to Kalispell, take on Glacier. We'll hop over to Glacier's here thing here, but they took down Gallatin for the third year in a row. As you can see here, semifinal week, they take down Gallatin every year. Problem is, they're facing their third opponent in the state championship game, and the last two they've lost. So, will this be the year they take the title home? I know Jackson Presley, QB for all those games, wants a different result before he heads off to college. Glacier did take on West in Billings week one. Came down to I believe it was a red zone stand. It might have been inside the 10-yard line. I meant to fact check that, but didn't get time. But fact is, they did win 14-10 in Billings week one. Um, since then, throughout the season, Jackson Presley has 2,057 yards passing on the season, an amazing 27 touchdowns to one interception. Previous couple years, he's had really good years. He doesn't have the yardage numbers like say of his sophomore year where he threw for 3,000, but that 27 to 1 TD to INT ratio, just amazing. Holding it up in the backfield, Asher Nopick, almost 1,400 yards on the year, 21 touchdowns. Cooper Pelk with 34, 619 yards receiving. Pretty balanced passing game out there. Some of the other teams have higher total receivers, and my computer is not liking me tonight. But defensively, on the defensive side of the ball, Wayne Cox has 8.5 sacks on the season. Um, so he's got the 8.5 sacks on the season. We got all four different Robinsons with INTs. Ethan Kastelitz is leading the team with 6 picks. Uh, Jack Robinson leads the team with 93 tackles, 3 sacks, and interceptions. So he's doing a little bit of everything there for him. The offensively, the Glacier isn't doing what they have in the past couple years, but they haven't needed to. So they're only allowing 6.4 yards per game. They've got about 4,400 yards compared to 5,100 yards of offense last year. But offensively, over the career, Jackson Presley, I believe, unofficially, where he's at, I believe, passing yardage wise, he is third all time. And see where we'll scroll down to that. But I think he's 502 yards away from taking second in career yards. So he's at 7,779 currently. So if he throws for 502, I don't know if that's going to be possible against the West D. He will pass Dallas Cook for second all time. I'm not 100% sure on the accuracy of MHSA's record book. I took a look at it and I'm not 100% sure they've updated much since 2022. So that is one of my goals. So coaches, if you see this, I hope you're kind of looking at what I'm doing here. I am trying to get stats for all these teams, and this is not liking me today. She used a different computer. Getting basically a team record. So I want to have the all-time passing leaders and all that for each team as well. Um, just something kind of cool. I think kids will love it. But let's hop over to the traveling team, the Billings West Golden Bears. We got one of the highest recruited players in Montana history with Matt Moose Ludwig. He's had himself quite the career. He would love to go out with a championship himself. Doesn't have one in his 4 years. So, throwing him the ball, though, has been Colt Johnson. 2,199 yards this year, 22 and 11. Not the best TD INT ratio he's had last year. Was a little bit better, but he's had quite the career for the Golden Bears. I think he's a little over 5,000. What was he? About a little over 5,000 yards. 5,500, I believe, for yards in his career. Rushing wise, Peyton Cicero, 675 yards, leads the team. Six touchdowns for him. Ludwig has seven rushing touchdowns. He's carried it 24 times and scored seven rushing touchdowns. So one out of three times he touches it through a handoff, it's a touchdown. Passing wise, receiving wise, he's got 47 catches, 705 yards, 10 touchdowns. I believe he has 19 touchdowns in his career. I believe it's 136 catches, or yeah, 136 catches, and a little almost 1,500 yards receiving, on his career. So, um, pretty big numbers for the Michigan man. Then defensively, Lane Humphrey leads the team in tackles, as well as sacks. He's got 5.5. Um, on the defensive side, or on the interception side, we got Jack Ryan and Walker Olson with both three. The team has 10 on the year, 16 and a half sacks. That 10 is up from the previous years. 2 years ago, they had 16 interceptions on the year. So, um, is this Golden Bears team able to take that long road trip and get the win this time? Like in revenge week one? I don't know. I'm gonna take Glacier at home. I think they've been getting better. So I'll take them 27-13 at home. Next game up, we have the Billings Central Rams um, going to Frenchtown on the other side of Missoula there. Um, Right now, Billings Central has the longest win streak in the state. They are currently sitting at a 20, I might even have that wrong, 22 game win streak. Um, do I have that wrong? Yes, I do, I believe. I do have it wrong. So it's a 23 game win streak on the season. They played Frenchtown just like in the double A. This is a rematch of an earlier season score. So 35-7. Again, this one was in Billings. Billings is traveling on the road, this time Frenchtown. I watched a little bit of the Billings Central games. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. Um, Tried to take a little bit of a peek at them. These guys are one of the most dominant Class A teams I've seen in a minute. They just make it look so easy. It's pretty incredible how just efficient they are. They're fast, super fast on film. Um, I don't know how else to put it. Howie Martin has been running a the offense beautifully. The last 2 years, he has 41 touchdowns to five interceptions. Uh, Half the games he's out probably by the third quarter. The Rams have just been absolutely dominant this year, winning games by 37 points. Their state championship team last year won by 30 points. So these guys are killing it, and I, I can't see much change. So, like I said, Howie Martin's leading that on the ground. They've ran for 24, almost 2,500 yards, and 42 rushing touchdowns. So they have been spreading that out. Lane Alexander leads the team with 12. Aiden Salter's got seven. Michael Thomas has six. He scores it once every six times he touches the ball, and he'll be back next year. But they do have a lot of seniors. These guys are super experienced. I think that is the biggest difference in the game here, is the number of seniors, the championship experience for these guys. Um, William Schnell. He's headed to college. Take his, I believe he's going to U of M. He's got 29 receptions on the year, 645 yards. I think I need to update these guys' offensive stats. Um, but this last time I updated it, I guarantee he has more than this. Nine touchdowns on the year. Defensively, they are looking at 10 sacks on the year, 15 interceptions. Again, I think these numbers have not been updated. I get all my stats off of Max Preps, guys, by the way, unless I have a couple coaches that send me some stuff too. But 10 sacks, 15 interceptions. Schnell and Blake Skillstat both lead the team with 4 interceptions. Tackles wise, Jet LaFontaine, 64 tackles with what I got. Um, 2 sacks for Alexander and Kellen Reeves. So these guys are dominant on both sides of the ball. They're averaging 356 yards a game. They're playing with short fields. They just haven't had a need to score. They're scoring 47 points a game before all that. Heading to the home team, the Bronx. They are no strangers to state championship games either. It's been a couple of years, but these guys, they have a tradition there as well. So, like I said, they lost in Billings 7-35 in week 3. They have not lost since then. No one else has really given them a challenge until playoff time. And then Fergus, they snuck by Fergus by 4, and then Whitefish gave them a scare, 23-20. Um, Dawson Rodini, junior quarterback, thrown for a little over 1,000 yards on the season, 14-9, touchdown to interception ratio. As you guys can see here, they only throw the ball 3 out of 10 times, so they are on the ground. They hand the ball to Cole Johnson, so he is the straw that stirs the drink, and he does it very well. 1,300 yards on the ground, 13 touchdowns, 26 for the team. And that's spread. The other ones are all spread out through several people. Receiving wise, the leading receiver would be Jordan Warner with 434 yards, 25 catches, 6 touchdowns. Cooper Mashad, he'll be back next year, 17 receptions, 298 yards, 5 touchdowns. Like I said, the biggest thing I see is these guys have some freshmen playing quite a bit. They have sophomores playing quite a bit. Rodini's a junior. Mashad's a junior. These guys are a little bit younger, which I think I'm going to side a little bit more with the experience of Billings Central on this game. But I'll kind of just finish this out. Connor Klimple, 75 tackles, leads the team. Henry Griffin, he's got 6 sacks on the year. Mashad, mentioned his name a couple times now. He's got 3 interceptions, leading the team on defense in that category. These guys are averaging about 313 yards of offense on the year. So they bounced back from last year. They went 9-1, undefeated regular season, lost in the first round to Havre. Kind of an upset there. I think I had him at number 2 last year going into to that matchup where the Blue Ponies came in and took them down. So score wise, I'm going to say it's very similar to last time. I'll give Frenchtown another touchdown being at home. Let's go Billings Central 35-13. I wouldn't be surprised if Billings Central really turns it on this time. Like I said, they are fast. They seem very dialed in, and they are very senior heavy. So moving on to Class B, where the travel is very, very, very minimal. It's a state record for Class B for distance traveled, minimum 12 miles. So Southern B rivals here. Three Forks has not beaten Manhattan since 2009. That is 15 straight wins for Manhattan over the Wolves. Coach Sullivan in his 7th year has never beaten Manhattan. Is the time now to do it? For Manhattan, they've lost in the state championship, much like Glacier, 2 times in a row. It's the 3rd time a charm. Let's start though with the Three Forks Wolves. So they've been improving each year, 7-4, 7-4. This year, 10-1. Outscoring opponents by 22 points a game. They're on a 7-game win streak. The only loss to Manhattan this year. 5-1 conference wise. Led by one of probably my favorite players to watch in the state. I can't wait to watch him again next year. He's only a junior. Cannon Reekman, 11 games. He's thrown for almost 2,600 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. For his career, he's gonna go down as one of the best. Next year, I would not be surprised if he pushes for almost 3,500 yards passing. He does it on the ground too. He's 6 yards away from rushing for 1,000 yards there. In the last 2 seasons, he's rushed for 36 touchdowns total on the ground. Career wise, he's at 37. I don't think I have his freshman, or yeah, no, that is his freshman stats. Um, Jackson Fanning also on the ground, 698 yards, 10 touchdowns. These guys have a ton of wide receiver weapons as well. So uh, the leader is Gavin Etchison, 60 receptions, 737 yards. Yardage wise, it's Pestle, Marcus Pestle, both underclassmen. Etchison a sophomore, Pestle a junior, Cannon a junior. Pestle almost has 1,000 yards receiving this year, 12 touchdowns. Etchison has 11. This trio is going to be back, as well as Jackson Fanning in the backfield for next year. So Three Forks Wolves are going to be loaded. One of the favorites for next year as well. Defensive side of the ball, Pestle. I did the stats for these guys for the past couple years, and Pestle is a prime time player. 14 sacks on defense. That's insane. Wyatt Oliver, 128 tackles. So if there's a tackle, that guy's probably coming off the pile. Um, Gavin Etchison again being brought up. He had 4 interceptions on the year. So lots of talent in Three Forks. Coach Sullivan has to be excited for this opportunity to break that 15-game streak and knock off the rivals there in Manhattan. So let's head over to the Manhattan Tigers. So 11-0 on the year. They've won 23 of their last 24 games. They've won 35 of their last 38, 39. These guys have been on a roll. They also have several underclassmen. They're one of the teams I don't have a lot of stats on because I don't. They're not on max preps. So I can't kind of go over it like those. I have the other teams so far, but I can promise you these guys are loaded. The other big thing I've seen with these guys is their O line is one of the larger ones, especially for Class B. Um, They've been outscoring opponents 21 by 21 points a game, 32 only allowing 10. Very similar to last year's team that fell to Malta in the championship game by 5. Um, they fell by 7 the previous year to Florence in the championship game. So this team, Tyson Pavlik, this is his third game in the championship as being his junior year. Different starter last year, but Tyson was definitely part of the team, and I believe he was on the receiver side last year. Um, Prediction wise, I went back and forth on this one. I've watched a little bit of Manhattan. I don't know. They're super weird. Like it's almost like they're a cat that toys with their food. It almost came back to bite them last week against Eureka. Um, I don't know. This is a coin flip. I'm going to give it to Three Forks. That 16 games is a lot to win. I'm going to go Three Forks 28, Manhattan 26. I am I could be wrong very easily on this one. Manhattan losing 3 championship games in a row is would be heartbreaking. But if these two play again next year, I would not be surprised. Same time, same place. So let's move on to 8-man. So we have Flint Creek headed to Scobie. So I've been kind of sleeping on Flint Creek all year a little bit. So I can't go too crazy on it. The thing about 8-man, it's super hard to predict. It's probably the hardest. It's probably harder than 6-man to predict. Reason being, all the games they play are in conference until the playoffs. So I typically will use like a game or two out of conference just to kind of get a feel of how strong each conference is. So super hard. The South wasn't the one of the ones I thought was one of the tougher divisions. Them and Ennis, I thought it was a two-man race basically out there. Manhattan Christian fell off big time. from last year. Lone Peak was a little bit better. They've been tough, but a little bit better this year too. For the playoff run, Flint Creek came in and beat up Superior 54-12, knocked off Belt, who's a perennial. This would have been their third straight year in the championship. Kind of similar story to Glacier and Manhattan. Lost both times. Fairview out now, and so is Belt. So Flint Creek knocked them off. Flint Creek got past Circle 36-32. That is Scobie's closest competition out east. They got by him 36-32, and now they face the beast from the east, the Scobie team. So 10-0 for Flint Creek, 10-game win streak, outscoring opponents by almost 29 points a game, limiting them to 13 points a game. Again, another team I don't have stats for. Coaches, if you have them, please send them me. I have this for every single team. So let's head over to Scobie. Many believe this team to be the favorite. I think they were one of the top teams coming into the state. I've had them at number one basically since week 2, as you can see here. They've been outscoring teams since by almost 37 points, 11-game win streak. They blew out Fort Benton last week. I thought that was going to be a much closer game. Again, it was hard to tell how good teams were. Fort Benton was just absolutely annihilating people. So I thought it would be a better game. As I learned that Scobie and Fort Benton have quite a history between football and basketball. Obviously, as you can see down here, they knocked Fort Benton out last year in what was kind of supposedly a surprise, 36-20. So Scobie feels like this is their year. Fairview, it's been kind of the cream of the crop out there. They won the previous 2 state championships. Now you got Scobie out there winning games by 37 points. So Flint Creek's making the long travel. I believe this is probably the longest travel of the playoff or for the championship week. Score wise, I don't think I can underestimate Scobie again. I'm going to go Scobie 48 at home, Flint Creek 34. So about a 14-point difference is where I see this game. I'll be very interested to see where it shakes out. And again, coaches, especially BC, BC 8-man, C6-man, please send me your stats. If you need my email address, let me know. I would love to get you guys all updated and provide as much content as I can. Last but not least, let's head to the 6-man game. So we have Grass Range Winnett, and then Chester, Joplin, Inverness. That traveling CGI, CJI, traveling to the Grass Range. So Grass Range, basically, I had DGSG as the number one team most of the year. On week 6, they went in and knocked them off 38-20. I thought maybe DGSG would come back in the playoffs and be one of the top teams. But that was not to be. So got Grass Range sitting at 11-0. I mean, it is Class C, so teams going from 4-5 to 11-0 in 1 year is not unpredictable at all. You just never know. Kids graduate, kids get older. You can go from 0-11 to 11-0. It's crazy. This particular Rangers team is winning by almost 40 points a game. Not many teams are staying close with them. The closest game of the year was that DGSG 18-point game. Since then, I mean, just looking in the playoffs, they've just absolutely annihilated everyone. Like there's 52 last week. I thought that game would be closer. So let's go over to CJI, kind of see what brought them here. Another one of those teams with one loss. They lost to that DGSG team by 50. That's another reason why I thought that that team was going to be good, because look at that beating they did in week 2. Well, guess what? Week 11 comes along. These guys beat them by 26. Knock them out of the playoffs. Move on. I thought the Lincoln game would be closer. They just annihilated them by 39. They've been winning games by an average of 32 points. Since that loss, it's just been scoring central and not letting very many teams. Nobody has gotten more than 22 points on the year. So outside of that one loss, they are on a 9 game winning streak. They're on the road. Um, I'm going to take these guys to win the state championship. I'm going to take them to knock off Grass Range, but I'm going to have them win late, very late, um, and hold off Grass Range. I think this might be a back and forth game. Let's go 56-50 CGAI. Um, look forward to seeing all the games. Good luck to everybody. Hope zero injuries happen. Safe travels. I hope the weather cooperates for you guys traveling. Please stay safe out there. Um, let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, drop your predictions. If you know the coaches and you want to see your kids stats up there, please let me know. And we'll get that up. So I will bring over the predictions here so you can take a quick look at that. This is my predictions for week 13 state championship week. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if there is um, anything else you would be looking for, guys.